So we have Japa Saraswati, Sat City, Aagia Pal, Gian Das Prem, and Sahaj. God bless you, all of you. Okay. Oh, tell you what. Instead, were you listening to audio recording first before our next, before we tune in? Could you do that now?
What audio recording? The article that you sent to me?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I've already covered everything, so I'm just going to chill. Sat City.
Oh, okay.
It's great to have these articles ahead of time. They're really fantastic.
Sat City?
Yes.
Okay, there's going to be more, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
I got two of the same.
You what?
You sent me two links, and they were both to the same article. I don't know if they looked different to me. That's why I mention it. But then they went to the same place.
I need to hear and not see because I can't read too well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm seeing an advertisement is playing. Hold on one second. Oh, we've got another person coming in.
Oh, good. Oh, hi, Harimandir. Okay.
All right.
Unmute yourself, dear.
I'm brushing my teeth.
Okay. Okay. So now Japa Saraswati is getting to listen about this article from Wall Street Journal. Go ahead.
All right. I think it's queued up. So please forgive this. I'm going to share.
Can you play it and we can all listen?
I'm going to share my screen. And then I'm going to play it.
Okay. Thank you.
Good.
Promoted too many uniformed leaders for the wrong reasons, based on their race, based on gender quotas, based on historic so-called firsts. We've pretended that combat arms and non-combat arms are the same thing. We've weeded out so-called toxic leaders under the guise of double-blind psychology assessments, promoting risk-averse, go-along-to-get-along conformists instead. You name it, the department did it. Foolish and reckless political leaders set the wrong compass heading, and we lost our way. We became the woke department, but not anymore. This administration has done a great deal from day one to remove the social justice, politically correct, and toxic ideological garbage that had infected our department, to rip out the politics. No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris.
We're bringing back a focus on fitness, ability, character, and strength. And that's because the purposes of the American military is not to protect anyone's feelings. It's to protect our republic. And it's the republic that we dearly love. It's to protect our country. We will not be politically correct when it comes to defending American freedom, and we will be a fighting and winning machine. We want to fight, we want to win.
Siri Gian, is that what you wanted to watch?
Yes, I think that's fine. Okay.
Okay, and then the article below it that says President says some US cities he considers dangerous should become training grounds for American troops. Is that it?
Is there more? Go ahead.
Well, it actually, I need a subscription to Wall Street Journal. So
Oh,
President Trump hailed the use of military force to police American cities, telling generals and admirals during a Tuesday address that it was important to quell the enemy within. San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, etc.
yeah. Okay. That was good. Okay, so now let's us get to tune in. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Palms together. And inhale. Gurudev Namo. Gurudev Namo. Gurudev Namo.
God,
Siri and breathe. Good. Thank you. Okay. Now, Japa Saraswati, can you? Oh, you got it.
I was ready for you.
She's good. Okay.
Okay. Baba Siri Chand asks that each of you understand from yesterday's convocation with the leaders of the US military and the president dictator, and what about you from all that information from you from Baba Siri Chand? Tune in, message. Know about the truth, about that turning point. Realize that present and future situation, understand your own true path now. Meditation, 1 minute of heart pumping, 5 minutes of heart breath for meditation. And then we'll all share. What do we want to talk about?
Is this, where did you write this? It's not in the big chat. So is it written in this chat somewhere? The black chat?
Yeah.
I sent the links to the articles. I think
Yes.
I did. I tried to get the link to the article to everybody. And I sent so there's a link to that Wall Street Journal clip that we just watched.
I'm talking about what we're supposed to be thinking about. I thought it was on the thing, but it doesn't seem to be right now.
It's in the call chat. Just scroll down.
Okay, because I don't do call chats.
No,
I sent it also to the text message, Harimandir.
Okay, that would be great.
Okay. Did you understand what happened?
No.
How can you do anything but laugh at it?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I don't see it in the chat, in the big chat.
okay.
But
I put it twice in each of them. Now it's here. I promise.
Okay.
I
Does anybody want
promise.
to just read it so we're all on the same page?
Read it again, please. Yes.
Read it out loud.
Yes.
From the Wall Street Journal, the headline from Wall Street Journal.
No, what we're supposed to be, what our job is. What are we
Okay.
supposed to be meditating on?
Okay.
Yes. What
I'm
you
doing it.
go ahead. Japa Saraswati, go ahead.
Okay. Baba Siri Chand asks that each of you understand from yesterday's convocation with the leaders of the US military and President Dictator. And what about you from all of that information from you, from Baba Siri Chand? First tune in, message, know about the truth about that turning point.
Okay,
Realize,
these are all from Baba Siri Chand to talk about, to listen from, know about the truth about that turning point, which is from Trump, and then realize that present and future situation, understand your own true path now. That is from Baba Siri Chand. Did you understand that, Harimandir?
Yes, thank you. I found it in the big chat.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, good. Okay, so you all know that. Okay, so now we have 1 minute of heart pumping, and after that, 5-minute heart breath. Okay, so now's the time for 1 minute for heart pumping, and begin now. And now, heart breath. And inhale. Exhale. And breathe. And now, Aagia Pal, can you talk for us?
Oh, sure. So what I heard from Baba is this indeed is a watershed moment for all of us. And he shows me the a river flowing into a waterfall flowing into a waterfall and continuing down a river. And so he said that this Quantico ex- this Quantico experience is it's basically showing us that the generals and the admirals that did not applaud, that did not you know uh you know even react. They were in silence when Trump came in and said, well, you can applaud, and nobody applauded. And it really so Baba said, this is very important because it restores, well, certainly my faith in the experience, the integrity of these generals and these admirals who have seen, combat, who have buried their comrades, who have had the experience of war and death and so forth, and these are the people that are not approving of at all. They're not clapping, they're not applauding. Hegseth is just anyway, out of his mind. He's just crazy. They're all, and Baba said he was like really calm, and he just shook his head. He said, this indeed is a watershed moment, and it's for me to recognize and it's like a restoration of my faith and my um in these generals and in these admirals who came and who are standing up to this insanity. It's embarrassing insanity, and they're not having it. They're just not having it. And so I don't know. So Baba says, like, okay, settle down, rest assured, have faith in these well seasoned generals and admirals, and so it made me feel, I felt a lot more grounded, a lot less upset. And then and I said, well, this clip from Wall Street Journal just underscored everything that I felt about Hegseth and Trump. And Baba says yes. And to really trust uh in trust in the love and devotion and attention that these generals and these admirals have for us, for our country, and not just our country, for all. And and then he said to me, just make and to remember that I'm just as much a general and an admiral as all of these guys. If I can protect and send love and be kind and do all of these things that are in my ability to do, and these are my quote weapons of love. And so that was it was just a lovely time with Baba. And then he just finished with, strengthen myself, strength, it comes back to yeah, me as a general, me as an admiral, me as a leader of love and kindness and appreciation and inclusion and all of these things, based on the fact that we're all one. Our hearts beat as one. And yep. And that, I think that pretty much does it for me.
Okay. Well, that was a good one to help, right?
I thought it was it was just a wonderful time with Baba. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's great. Okay. So now, Sat City, what do you say?
Satnam. Hello, everybody.
Saddam.
And I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
So, my meditation began with hopping on the back of an angel, or maybe it was Yogi Bhajan, but because it looked like a dove, but it was maybe Yogi Bhajan, wearing white, of course. And I was like, he was a dove, and I was flying around, and the dove was peace. So what the tour I saw was all the time. First we went up to Ramdas Puri, and then Lake Wales, and then ladies camp. And my teacher first came, Siri Gian, to Pittsburgh, had her first class for a wonderful sangha that grew out of Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
Remember he came, and my living room was yellow and it had all those windows. Amazing. He didn't see Baba Siri Chand or Guru Ram Das, but they were like kind of background. It was like a painting, like a Renaissance painting with the different holy icons of the saints that had come before. And what I got was, you're totally trained. Every moment, it makes me want to cry. Every moment you spent doing your practice, teaching yoga, having my wonderful First Lady, Siri Gian, you studied with her. I had a wonderful teacher. She was a doctor, Sadnakar. And her husband, who is just a wonderful yogi, and took our little community under his wings, powerful wings. And then we started singing Many Speak of Courage. Many speak, he said, remember our theme song, Many Speak of Courage. Speaking cannot give it. It's in, I can't remember the word, this thing of life that we must live it. And this is the time to live it. Just keep singing that song. Many speak of courage, speaking cannot give it. It's in the face of death that we must live it. When things are down and darkest, that's when we stand tallest. And I can't remember the last words, I'm just crying about it. We've all been preparing. We were trained with such love and devotion. And this path has brought me so much joy. And it led me here to Boston. Even though I'm not living on the ashram, all those teachings are there. So I just got the message. Get out there and teach everywhere you can. Help people feel calm, because all hell is going to break loose. Rioting in the streets, we've already seen it in Oregon led the way, showing us how to fight back. You know, Portland has already been through this. This is the step into authoritarianism. And as Aagia Pal pointed out, we have courageous patriots in our military who will fight back. But we are facing and will be living in civil war. We will be at war. So we can each are called to be teachers of peace and understanding and wisdom, and most importantly, love. So there will be prices to pay. There will be Gestapo-like experiences for people. People will be imprisoned for rebelling or fighting back. And ashrams are going to be targeted. It will be challenging to wear a turban. And all we have to do is keep that chant going. Many speak of courage, but speaking cannot give it. It's in the face of death. And I'm going to say, we will live it. We can live it. We will live it. And when things are dark and darkest, I'm losing it because I think you guys all know that theme
Until the
song.
last star falls, we won't give an
Until Thank you for filling in there. Do you mind singing it?
Honestly, not sure I'm capable of it right now.
No, me neither. Okay. So, and we are warriors. We've been trained. We have everything we need. And most importantly, this is a path where we're undying. And I just keep crying, so I don't have much more to say. We have everything we need. We've been trained. We are ready. And this is the time to live our path. So I pass with that. And most importantly, teach anywhere, anytime, on the bus, sitting with somebody who says, oh, why are you wearing that turban? Or, oh, I see you're dressed all in white. Aren't you afraid of getting dirty? Or challenges in classrooms, fights with neighbors, conflicts with neighbors. People are going to be really strung out and anxious as this all goes down. But it's all part of the God's plan for bringing America to be everything it's supposed to be, to deliver on its values and virtues, just as we are always asked to deliver on the values and virtues in which we've been trained. So thank you for giving me a chance to talk, and look forward to hearing everybody. Very powerful, very deep, and
Thank you so much. God bless you, all of you. Okay. Now, Gian Das Prem.
Satnam. Oh my. So yeah, here we are, the 1st of October, the beginning of fall, the shedding, the coverings, the planting of seeds for the coming season. Yeah, so within the spiritual realm and the physical realm of being where we are now here in this particular time with nature, with this country, with this land, with this sacred land, the last of the free living land without money. So it's difficult for me to separate myself from being so high above that to see that. Like there's so many ways we can go through it with empathy, and we can only ride empathy so long, right? Because it's the understanding of that depth of where we go to control others. Even if we don't think we are, there may be an energy that we're working with that has sort of a controlling factor to it. And when we notice the words that are coming out of our mouths and the words that are coming out of others' mouths, and if they are scripted from a writing or if they are coming from the actual vibration of the earth, are they coming from the vibration of the earth, or are they coming through learned behavior of ways of acting through our time? And when we come to violence and we come to force, we have a set of rules that we use, and we need to focus on those rules of engagement, of what the energy is that we are engaging with, and the words that are written that are being used from either the speaker or the person casted out in that role as the speaker, which sometimes we do not know because we need to get away from the words and the actions. And that is what we are being faced with most at this time. So for me, it's, calling in what's been being called for from within and not letting that go into disarray of arresting behaviors, coming into my past actions and noticing my pain that I have either experienced in my actions or through actions of others that I was involved with, that we have this combined shared relationship of pain through communication or actions. And in this present day, we have witnessed savage cruelty, which money has taken away our freedom. So there's writing on the money. What in God we trust. What is God? Is it a person that flew from the sky that came down and told me why I'm here? Or is it just the air that allows the continuous creation? So whatever the ways of the writings are, within the writings, erase the fightings. So, oh, so who you are, may you be. With love, oh, hey to the way we love when we don't fight, when we look at the solution, when we're in that moment of decision of how we're going to react, such as now I'm becoming a little bit emotional. We're emotional beings. We're here with this beautiful light with all of these cells dancing around inside of us. And I think that if we can each come to that reminder of that shared freedom of who we are within that bliss and noticing the words that we're putting out there, because let's face it, we're dealing with fighting. And when the weapons are deep, because they have a thought behind them, and then when they come into a physical action, they can become detrimental to life. And we are at a point where we're needing to notice the detriment of our behaviors. And within this country, I don't know what you've learned, but I have learned, and through the ways of people that are still here, it's a young story. It's a young story, and there's a lot of writings. And within those writings, there's hundreds of treaties that were written that were still there. They're still there. there were slave promises that were written that are still there. Okay, so there's all of these rules that are written that are still there, that we need to look into those rules and hope for the best of what is written in there, within the love, within the justice, within the equality, and with the truth of our voice coming out to our actions of what we want to share within that. Do we want to just tell everybody what to do and go around breaking things that we think people don't deserve? Are we using the creation to further come into a way of helping us to share, to heal, to come to that point of noticing, okay, well, they're saying all of these things and I understand behind the reason, because I know that I've experienced certain violent tendencies. I've been hurt myself before by others, by being where I was or by putting myself into that situation. And I think when we look at these people and how they're speaking and the actions that they're coming forward with, we can't hide from that. They can't hide from that. So here we are together within the communication, coming to this way of, okay, you wouldn't want to joke around and say, hey, don't you guys have like a stack of lies on paper? But I need to get rid of that, because to me, this whole government is, and any type of government that rules with power that has a weapon, I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. It'll be okay, but I cannot use a weapon. And the number one weapon I have is my mind, because that allows the creation of the thought that brings forth the action. And those actions need to be reviewed for what they are. And, it's kind of sad when, I see both of them there, and, it's like, there we just want to, it's not fair to do that, to stop that person from speaking and from doing what they're doing. Yet here we are as billions of people watching each other, and it can get confusing sometimes, right? So we need to go back inside and focus on our breath and notice who's around us and try to share the love that we have here today. Yeah, because they're standing on a lot of, things that it's really not needed, that we really don't need all of this treatment and the ways that they're speaking. And the military has certain writings, and they've gone through a lot of physical actions, okay? So they understand what it's like to be hurt, and their number one action is to save. That's what a military is for defense, okay? But in the past, we have used our manufacturing in ways that have not helped humanity. And for each of the weapons that we hold inside of ourselves, as well as the other weapons that we can see as tools, coming back to that honesty of the truth of what is free, and where are we using that freedom, and how are we coming back to the mother, the leadership role of the mother, and the softness of the voice, and the acceptance of all species, whether they are being hybridized by mechanical means or whether they are being hybridized by evolution or just by speaking, by changing our vibration of that coming into the voice, and so once again, our greatest gift is to heal each other, and a lot of times that can bring a joy that creates a certain vibration, right? We have music. So yeah, I think and expressing that our full way through the music of the healing, right? Because once again, there's all the chakras, right? All different lights, all different numbers. There's a different feeling in between all of that we have to deal with and learn where we're coming back to get over that roughness that we have, to come to the sharing of our service, of our coming forward for each other to offer that help. And for me, it's just a deep message of releasing that negativity and going back for the feelings to become healing. And yeah, Waheguru to that. It's not easy, and the heart is building and breaking, with each inhale and exhale. And it's a beautiful thing to be along with this with each other for that heart building, and that knowing that we aren't alone, that we are part of this great cosmic movement, and we've been with matter that has been in other places that moves into where we are now, and Waheguru to that, and our continuance of accepting the freedom and listening to the different forms of communications that we each need to go through to realize our vibration, and if that's what we want to carry on with us, forward, for the picking up of ourselves and the continuing, lifting up of our bodies in and out of bed each day, and falling into that bed and hopefully being comfortable with that. Waheguru, thank you so much for this time and the lights and all of those lights we're
Isn't
about to
that
see.
wonderful?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Waheguru.
Okay. And Japa Saraswati, after we finish all of these, our listeners, would you also put on the link for those manuals do you know what those are? I've forgotten. Oh, wait a minute.
Manual?
Survival kit.
Yes. Okay.
That'll be great.
Okay. I will do that late though. It won't be right after the meeting.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much. Okay, Sahaj.
Okay. I'm physically feeling so unwell that it's made it hard for me to concentrate. But when I heard the song of the Khalsa, that was really piercing to me. And I saw yesterday, just bear with me this morning. Yesterday I was in the shop, my son's shop, and trying to clear up the last of his personal things, and I found a box that had his kurtas and turban fabric and his tantric whites. And this morning, when I heard the song of the Khalsa, it was like I kept flashing on the image of that box and what he looked like when the last day of the last solstice camp that we did together just before the pandemic. And he was speaking about his beloved brother, Hari Simran. I think it was maybe telling people also about the Hari Simran Foundation. But he was so regal and shining, and that's the image that I see this morning of this, just being fully in your power, and that where that came from for him in that moment was his absolute love for his brother and his deep, deep cellular level desire to serve humanity. And so the picture of that strength and that power and that shining light, what I'm ultimately being shown is that's where it comes from. It comes from that deep, deep love and that desire to serve. And that's where we can go. That's where we can go. We all have fear. I imagine quite a few of us felt disdain when we watched that sideshow, but it's not harmless. None of that was even for the benefit of the military personnel that were there. It was a deep, deep insult to them, and they all knew it. That was all to entrance the base. And if we focus on that, that's where we get torn apart. So where we are best suited is in that place of love and devotion to our fellow beings. And also I heard Bole So Nihal, Siri Chand, and how that ringing, I think probably most of us here are familiar with that. It's a call and response, and it's a has the in my experience sorry such a riveting quality of connection and upliftment, and sort of like the song of the Khalsa that calls us to remember who we are, and who we are is who we are together. And we have been trained, and then even in our own community we had such great training, and then we had everything fall apart and people scatter, which is something I don't think many of us anticipated. And so I was hearing that Bole So Nihal, and the first time I was with my son at we were at summer solstice, and somebody called out, and maybe it was after Gurdwara, I don't remember, and he turned to me and he said, "What is that?" Because he could feel the power of it. So I was shown that this morning as well, that it's like, and I felt really sad because I was thinking about it when I saw it, and I was like, how sad that there's no place I can go right now and call that out and have anyone respond.
Okay.
But I think the direction is, draw ourselves together. Yeah, we got scattered. We did, but we were scattered in the beginning. And now we have to draw on our knowing and find our way back to each other and to kindred spirits, to be that strength together.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. That is quite incredible. I have I have felt a long time since the scattering. It's a good word. I felt that what's his name? Yogi G has has brought us to understand who we are. And they have, and the ashrams, many have gone away I feel from this ICE from us, and so that we can see us and and to know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, let me try to remember. Bole Siri.
Bole So Nihal.
Siri Chand.
You got it. Who was that? Who was?
Japa Saraswati.
Oh, wonderful. Say it again. Just do it again.
Sahaj, you go.
Bole So Nihal.
Siri Chand.
Waheguru.
Waheguru.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, because that is true what's happening now and the future. This is it. God bless you all. Okay. Harimandir. Oh, unmute yourself, dear.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in maybe quite a different place than the rest of you. So, and the work that I'm doing in Juneau is also a minicosm of a tiny, a speck. I mean, not anything like what we just saw. But in my last 4 months, June, July, August, September, October, last 3 months of September, 4 months of trying to find out the truth and deliver it. I have not laughed so much in my life these last, until I'd say the first three months of this. It's not so, but it's still the absurdity of what they're trying to do here, and my reaction to Hegseth and Trump, especially Hegseth. I mean, that it's horrendous, and my power is in my laugh. And I would say the two things. One, someone mentioned hope. In the Unitarians here in Juneau share a synagogue, the synagogue building with the Jewish community. And every once in a while, we have a student rabbi speak to the Unitarians. And she brought up the word fierce hope. And that is my message to everyone. I got it. Hope is namby-pamby. Hope is, well, maybe, I hope, oh dear. Forget hope. It's fierce hope, because fierce hope means there's something behind it. There's power behind it. It's not wishy-washy. So fierce hope. And the other thing, you brought up heartbreak. And that, it was on a different one of the channels from last night. I mean, there were 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 versions of the speech from different, from Axion and BBC and all the different channels were doing it. And at one point, I think it was Trump that said, it could have been, I don't know which one said it. They're both absurd. Said to the generals and the admirals, and my dad was a captain in the Navy. If you feel heartbreak when you hear what we're saying, well, it's time to do the right thing and resign. How can you not? I could not do. My deep reaction was laughter at what he was saying and talking about heartbreak to the admirals and the generals, and saying, oh, do the right thing and resign. But if you do resign, you will lose your rank and you will lose your privilege and you will lose all that you can't wear the uniform anymore. Da, 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 da. I mean, it was absurd. So for me, laughter is my power, and laughter takes me through because it is powerful. It Siri Gian has been talking about this time for years. And for years it sounded, oh, it's scary. I could never stand up to this. This would be really scary. Well, it's here and it's not scary anymore. It is just is. And please to say Japa Saraswati, would you write on the big chat the words that you sang earlier, the
Bole So Nihal.
the earlier ones, we speak of courage. Write those out on the big chat because they're important. That whole song, the words to that song.
Song of Khalsa?
I don't know what the name is. Is that a formal name? We all sang it and we wrote it. I'll have to go back in my notes. Don't you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, we all knew.
Speak of courage. Courage does not do it. All that. Just
yes, that's a song of Khalsa.
Okay, whatever it's called. The words are more important that they say. And you could anyway. And also, in addition, one of the things I came upon by accident in the middle of last night or the day before, for the gray period, and I put that on the big chat. And to me, that's something I could do. And it was specifically for the gray period, which is in that survival book. But it was a new pronunciation and a new emphasis. And who is the wonderful man who is, I can't remember his name right now. He was large and fat and
oh,
back in the day, not
Children.
Yes. What's his name?
Chand. No.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He was one of the people that's teaching it. And it's a love. Anyway, it's already on the chat. You can take a look at it if you want. And it was a level 2 training from a different level 2 training. And it's something that's very accessible. So fierce hope, laughing at telling the generals, and if they felt heartbreak, they should resign. And the courage, now that we're in it, it was scary before. It was really scary. 20, 30 years ago, it was scary. Oh, how would we ever have the courage to meet this? And yet here it is. And of course we have the courage and the laughter. So that's my message of the morning.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And then it's very important what you were talking about in Juno, because and over the whole world is is about understanding truth, because in the age of Aquarian is finding out what is truth. And also the apocalypse, as you know, is called revelation. And that is finding about what's really happening from the darkness. You got it. This is it. So everybody be sure to listen from Baba Siri Chand and Soul and so on for those incredible beings to know what is really, really happening. Thank you all. Okay, Japa Saraswati.
Satnam. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm at this weird park with the highway on the left side of me, and then 3 big crossroads sort of stretching out in front of me, and the park is to the right and across the street. So it's really kind of a crazy scene. And at the beginning of with like a lot of cars coming on and off the highway and going to Portland, which is a big city, or the biggest city in Maine, not necessarily. Yeah, Maine.
Portland, Maine?
Yes, Portland, Maine. And so I'm at this park, and as we're doing heart pumping, this big fat squirrel comes digging along the grass and obviously looking for one nut and another. And he went to one space and was really sort of ardently digging to check and see that it was there. And he found the first nut, and then he goes about, maybe a foot and a half away and sniff, 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 and starts digging again. And he found the second nut. And what came to mind was that this is how oak trees are planted, is that these little squirrels plant their nuts for the winter to hide them, and then they come back for 10% of them and they forget the rest, and they turn into huge trees. And the message that I was getting from Bubba was about living off of the fat of the land, that we are preparing to live off of the fat of the land. And also, so I also saw, I know that this is going to be strange, but there was this boy from Oklahoma that I met who was telling me about the squirrels there. And he said to me with this gleam in his eyes, it was with real joy. He said, the squirrels there are so fat, you just about have to eat them. And he had the cutest twang, the cutest Southern accent. And I was just thinking about this cycle of this squirrel planting his nuts, and then this, this country boy telling me that so I just recently learned how many of our former presidents also, their favorite meal was squirrel. We had a number of presidents who that was good eating. And I guess I feel like the switch, that now that this is sort of like an urban pest, who lives in your gutters or whatever. But I think that's part of living off of the fat of the land, is the flip-flopping of that perception, because that was my next message was about all of the flip-flopping. Okay, let me start that when we were watching that clip, I felt myself starting to almost dissociate because I intentionally don't watch that kind of stuff. I find it an assault to me. And and in feeling like I was dissociating, I observed, I said to myself, "Oh, I felt like I had really soft, tender baby skin, like the skin of an infant, and that their voice, that their vibration, that their tone was um was grating to me, that it was causing me to make an acidic reaction, like leather, to toughen the leather of my skin, to toughen my skin against that. Um, and I'm feeling this flip-flopping. So I've had like 3 friends tell me that oh, what's his name? Tucker Carlson used to be a big blowhard, and now he's taking everyone to task and turning, yeah, that he's yada yada. I'm noticing the flip-flopping of so many media personalities, and it what I felt during today's meditation was that was to build market share so that nobody is saying one thing, so that they are saying both things at the same time. And also that they are not the ones that originated the idea, but that their vibration is changing. So let's say that the waves were going so regular that everybody knew exactly just what to predict with the beach. And that's a predictable thing, but then these guys flip-flop and all of a sudden they're making wake, and the waters are becoming so much more turbulent. That is vritti, and it's being done to cause confusion, and the intention is to sway people to harvest our energy, the way that hydroelectric plants harvest the power from the water. So they are getting us with our vritti, with our reactions. When we are in a state of emergency, that's when it's okay to emergency spend. That's when it's okay to emergency freak out. That's when it's okay to, and people like, like, I know that this is a bad example, but in Florida, when I was there, um, they would do hurricane warnings sometimes, and we have to follow the hurricane warnings. Like, I'm not saying to not follow the hurricane warnings, but I remember one year we got like 3 warnings, and people were evacuating and refugeeing out and going and staying in a bunch of very, very expensive hotels. And I remember being friends with some wait staff who was like, we'd love to get out, but we actually just can't afford it. And so they had to stay and had to work and had to buckle down. But it was that, like, with everybody in that emergency state of mind, you could see that people were spending a tremendous amount of energy and money on the situation, and it definitely stimulated the economy. Um, so yeah, and coming back to the newscasters, that, and also the flip-flopping, that's part of what I felt like was the message from Baba about the enemy within. They're saying that the enemy is inside of us, creating doubt, creating an environment of self-hatred. And that acid, what I'm getting is that it's causing irritation and swelling, not just on the brain, not just on the nerves, but like the whole entire system. Like, everybody's systems are irritated and swollen. And just as I was having this realization, so I'm at this park, this homeless woman crosses from like under the highway to the park across the street. And it was really sad. She looked young, like probably in her 20s, maybe her early 30s, and she seemed to have no teeth. And she was carrying an enormous plastic bag on her shoulder that said Goodwill on it. And she was screaming at herself, screaming to herself, just having this full-on conversation with herself. And I felt this loneliness from her, that she has nobody else to talk to, so she has to scream even at herself. And I felt this screaming like a self-harm, like a self-abuse, like that she had to raise her voice to herself, that she felt that she wanted to speak harshly to herself. And I felt the war on the poor. I felt that that's part of what is going on with militarizing generals against the populace, but also about this poor woman who has no other supports, and that she's literally just attacking herself as she's walking down the street. And then she gets to the median in between all of these roadways, you know, and she puts down her enormous sack, and it occurs to me that that must be just about everything she has, and that like everything in there must be really important to her in that case, you know. And she then hoists it up on her shoulder, and I get this image both of Atlas like holding the earth on his shoulder, and also of Saint Nicholas, that she, like, I saw her at both times. So with Atlas, you know, like the common imagery is him of holding this huge globe on his shoulder, but actually in mythology it was actually the whole sky. He had all of the planets and all of the stars and everything, and it was actually like way bigger than just the earth that he was carrying on his shoulder. And just as I was realizing that, Sahaj, you came in, until the last star falls. There won't be a world at all. Is that it? And I just felt it. I felt like, oh my gosh, this woman is at once, she's carrying the world on her shoulders, but also it's like the whole universe. And I had that magical, mystical feeling of also the whole universe contained within her bag, like Saint Nicholas. I know that this is wild today, but and so I just had this feeling of like this woman and carrying the whole world on her shoulders. And what's been happening for me today, there's a Hasidic rapper that I was listening to on my way to yoga class. And I just put the lyrics in the chat, because the lyric is, you have been a refuge for me, a tower of strength in the face of the enemy. And it's just been washing over me all day long. And that was the message that I got from Baba, that, oh, because this Hasidic rapper is singing to Hashem, that Hashem is the tower of strength in the face of the enemy. And it's just so beautiful. And I just had this feeling, I was visualizing then, as this homeless woman is walking away, I'm visualizing Hashem like coming up through her and helping her to carry this tremendous load on her back. And I felt that gift for each of us, through each of us, that Baba Siri Chand, Hashem, the universe, the earth, is the universe is trying to uphold itself, and we are upholding the universe as we carry our very heavy burdens forward. And I think that was it.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Well, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So now you're saying that we are carrying the whole universe. And then how do we do that? To just be that? To carry all?
There's a Rilke quote that I mangle from the German, but it says something like, when I reach for God, I always know that God will reach back for me. And that's the feeling that I have about us carrying the universe and the universe carrying us. That they are creating this vritti, they're creating this confusion and this delusion that we don't always have that relationship with the universe and the universe with us. And they have made it about, I feel, capitalism. I feel that they're trying to separate us from our God, sort of mentally, and that we just have to remember that union, that unity, and that yoking. of the two. They cannot be separate. Oh, I heard the sweetest story about two yoked oxen, that they were building something on a little island out here in Maine, and they only had a little dinghy of a boat, and they had to use the oxen to do it. So they brought the first oxen over, and they left him there, and then they went to go get his brother, and the first one got so lonely and disoriented on this little island all alone that he started to swim back, and the men had to go do a rescue mission. And like, we are like two yoked oxen, and this woman thinking that she's yelling off into the universe, you know, she like, I definitely heard her, and I definitely prayed for her, and visualized that support coming through for her. And it's the same for each of us. We're in this state of constant unity and yokedness, even when we think that we're separate. Even when that one oxen got so lonely, he thought he was separated from his brother, who he'd probably been with his whole entire life, never more than a few feet apart from each other, you know? And then he just got so lonely, he tried to swim back to him. And you know, like, that's when that oxen was really in danger, was when he forgot his unity, was when he was like, I'm so crazy and lonely, this is an emergency situation, I have to swim back to shore. And it was like, no, they just only had a dinghy of a boat. And like, yeah, that's what I'm feeling about it, is that vritti that is causing that acidic reaction within us, causing us to think that we're not in union when we are.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Well, God bless all of you. Is there anything else that somebody want to talk about that? Okay. And what I'm hearing is that everybody is understanding that we know who we are and remember that all the time, and be that from soul, Baba Siri Chand, with our intergalactic beings, and all of people who understand or realize who we really are, which is actually we are all one, with kindness, pure loving, and compassion. And stay with
So,
our fierce warriors. Stay strong. Love you all.
and Siri Gian is Satsidi, just get a strong intuition to just share the message that tantrics, especially winter and summer solstices, are such a deep, rejuvenating time and reconnection with our brothers and sisters and family. They've been so powerful in my life, and was always worth the effort and the financial sacrifices to go. So I just wanted to share that.
Okay.
So our soul body gets experience at solstices.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, all of you. And Japa Saraswati,
Yes.
will you lead?
Do the song?
Yes, please.
Inhale. May the love of the sun shine upon you. All love
surround you,
and a pure light within you guide your way. Guide your
your
way.
way on. Guide your way
Inhale. Love you, love you, love you. And this is so cool. This is so great. We're going where we really are, which is the age of Aquarium.
Mm.
Bless you. Love you, love you, love you.
Love you, love you.
Thank you.
Love
you
to all. Bye, Satnam.